Welcome everyone to this London Marketer group. This is our March edition, and in this one we're going to go through the January release, and Jimson's going to guide us through that. And then we have a little bit of a quiz at the end, and we also have Astrid who's going to join us today, and she's going to give us a little bit of a demo on AMP. So thank you, Astrid, for joining us today.
You're welcome.
So for anyone that doesn't know me, I'm Kerry Townsend. I am currently in a more freelancing mode under Amber Star Consulting. You can find me on Twitter at Kerry Townsend. I'm on there reasonably often, but as I'll come on to later, some things are getting busy with London's Calling, so not so much at the moment. And Jimson?
Yeah, so those who don't know me, I'm Jimson Lee. I'm with Cloud Analyst. We are a registered Salesforce partner and specializing in marketing cloud and any cross-cloud implementation. We're based in London and Brighton, and we also have global experts around the world.
Cool. So if we talk about what we're going to be talking about this evening, so first of all, I think we've just done a welcome. We'll do some announcements of things that are happening in the community. Then we'll just touch on some release resources, and we did touch on these last time, but we'll just highlight those again. Then Jimson's going to walk us through a review of the release, and then Astrid's going to give us an AMP demo, and then we're going to all have a game of Jeopardy. So obviously, if you're US and Canadian, you know a little bit more about this, and if you're from the UK, you're just going to lean in and see what happens. I recently joined a call where we were trying to learn something new about Salesforce, but the format wasn't slides, it was Jeopardy. And I think because I turned my camera on and I don't know, I was doing some hand gesture, I immediately got picked. So I learned quite quickly about how you play Jeopardy, or how I don't play Jeopardy, but it was good fun and it was a good laugh. So I encourage everybody to, you know, get involved where you can, and it doesn't really matter whether you get the answer right or not, you're going to get the answer in the end. It's all just a little bit of fun. Then we'll follow up with any discussion if anybody wants to stay on any longer, and then we'll wrap. So if we talk about some of the upcoming meetings, so our next meeting is scheduled for the 8th, and we're looking to do another demo time. Now, I've left a question mark on that because that's obviously a little bit dependent on us being able to identify apps who are available on that particular day to present. But if you have any ideas of any Marketing Cloud apps that you would love to see featured in that, then do feel free to let us know either through the email, or just if you get in touch with either of us, just drop us a message. And then the dev meetup was actually last night. So this announcement is a little bit late for that, but they do have a YouTube channel, and they have all of the talks that they've done on there. And I think that a talk that Jimson did about Marketing Cloud development is still one of the highest featured actually on their channel. So if you work cross cloud, or even just want to go and see Jimson's presentation about implementing Marketing Cloud, then hop on over to that YouTube channel. And then the London admins, they're meeting next week, so that's Tuesday, and the main feature is going to be being a first day as a solo admin, but they do also have some other content, and I think some cool tools are going to be featured in that. So if that's of interest for you, hop on over to the community group's website that you registered for this event, and have a register for those. And then obviously something that is forefront of my mind, in fact, it's mainly just everywhere for me, hence the green screen, is that actually next week is London's Calling. So London's Calling is a community conference that I'm involved in running every year with 4 other people, and we have 60 sessions running over a full day. And although we're all very aware that people are experiencing some Zoom and online fatigue, burnout, we still really wanted to put this on because we've been finding that a lot of the content that's coming from Salesforce is all in a US time zone, and that is not particularly social or conducive for having a break. So one of the key differentiators for us is that this is going to run through like a UK day, so it starts at 9 and it'll finish at about 6. So if you are interested in watching some content, and you've lost the appetite for staying up late in the evening or, you know, joining calls at 7 or 8, then please feel free to come and join us. There is a ticket price. It's a nominal £5, predominantly just because we didn't want to make everything free because everybody turns up but then doesn't show up. We also have a t-shirt this year. So usually we give a t-shirt away at the event, but this year, obviously that's not possible. So we have designed a t-shirt and we've made it available to purchase. And the proceeds for that actually are going to charity. So it's everything that you would expect from a community conference, plenty of sessions, a demo jam, and we've also got a keynote from Ben Hammersley, who is actually a world-renowned futurist. I mean, he's got a really interesting story. So I am super excited for that. But if you want to join us, please do. This year we do have a marketing track, and I've got a flavor of some of those talks. So last year and this year, we have some marketing cloud sessions and also some Pardot sessions. So these are some of those, and then we've got a few more. So we've got 8 of those sessions on the agenda, as well as a selection of other content. So please do come and join us. And then I think, so last time you will have heard me talk about the B2c Solution Architect Study Group that I was looking to stand up. And we also talked about the B2c certification in our January release. So the original plan for this was we were going to start in February. It's fair to say that that has not happened yet. So because some of the content that we're getting is specifically has been designed for partners, there was a little bit of legalese type stuff to get through to make sure that it was okay for that to be able to be used with a group of people that aren't specifically partners. So we're still planning to run that, and we're going to kick that off on the week of the 22nd. Now it is still possible to apply. So if you are still interested, then you'll see that there's a bit.ly link on there. It is a weekly commitment of 5 to 7 hours. But if you are interested in taking that certification, and more importantly, you're interested in joining some other people and supporting each other through it, then do check that out. Cool. So these are some of the release resources that we highlighted last time. So you've got your standard release notes, which I would imagine some of you have been like reading as bedtime reading, or just pastime reading, or just whittling away your weekends, you know, enjoying that great content. There was a feature overview, which is not tomorrow, and indeed was last month, so that will be available to view. And then there was also a spring readiness. But to be honest, I think Jimson's going to give you a great rundown of all of this. But if you have been using these features and you do have any comments or anything, then, you know, while Jimson's going through things, do write in the chat, and we'll come and, you know, and then you can let us know exactly what you think of these features. Cool. So Jimson, over to you.
Great. I'll let you drive the slides. I've only 3 slides.
Yep.
Great. Next slide.
Slide 1.
I don't want. Okay, so as we know, Marketing Cloud is really 18 products in one. That's 18. Plus Commerce Cloud. Commerce Cloud is not part of the Marketing Cloud. So there's really 19 products to discuss here. So as you see in the screen, the left side is probably what most of us are used to. And on the right side are probably reserved for those who work with larger projects and bigger partners. So let's start with the left side of the screen. Next slide. Yeah, okay. So I broke this down to 9 of the most common products or modules, studios, or builders of Marketing Cloud. So the first one, the general platform. As we know, there's a big panic about the whole, you know, Google blocking Chrome, block content, and then everyone was rushed to buy SSL because of that. If you don't have SSL in your org, you need 2 SSLs, not 1, then it's not going to work in your emails. So everyone's rushing, and they're really backlogged as we speak with Salesforce. So if you haven't ordered it, or you are ordered it, you have to wait a few more weeks. That was promised to be self-service back in November. That was promised to be self-service in January. Unfortunately, it's still not ready for self-service. If you check your org, it's not ready. In fact, if you go to release notes, click on the link goes dead. So they took off the page, a 404 page. So sadly, SSL is not self-service yet, and you're at the mercy of Salesforce AEs. So that's the update on the SSL part. The SSO, single sign-on, it's not a big deal. I mean, I have a phone, everyone has a phone. You need now for Salesforce, you've all been bombarded with the whole MFA, 2FA emails about warning, February, you'll be forced to use MFA. So now not only do you need a laptop to go to work, you need a laptop and a phone or a device or a token. Now I have a phone and I run all three products. I use Google, I use Microsoft, and I use Salesforce Authenticator, and it works fine. So there should be no reason why you don't need to put SSO on your marketing cloud as long as you have a phone. And that's my update. I'm happy with it. All the clients I work with are happy with it. If you don't have it working, let us know. I mean, it's very straightforward to get it working. Okay, that's for the general platform. So next is Email Studio. This won't take very long. There's not much on the next slide. This one is the bulk of the updates. Now, as we know, one of the most exciting things about Email Studio is that the Datarama is the new reporting tool. And I heard through Salesforce that it will become the de facto reporting tool with email sends and tracking. So expect to see more Datarama, expect to see more cross-pollination between all these products. And that's a good thing, because we had a previous talk on Datarama a few months ago from Simmons. So if you want to know more about Datarama, go to our YouTube channel and look back for that talk. The other item that needs to be talked about is Email Classic. And a lot of people said using Classic, and sadly that is now becoming end of life, EOL. So if you haven't jumped on the Content Builder bandwagon, I highly recommend it's time to start using Content Builder. It's very intuitive. Just remember, you have two content builders, right? You have Content Builder, and you have Email Studio Content Builder, right? There are two different ones, two different functions. So make sure you know which ones are which when you're working. And AMP for email, we're going to have a nice demo with Astrid Van Dorst, who will give us a nice quick demo on how AMP for Gmail is going to be used. It's really exciting. I think when we had interactive email from Rebel, or the product formerly known as Rebel, a few months ago, actually a year ago today, it was such a great tool. And now AMP is now taking the next step towards the goal of not leaving your email platform. If I get an email, I want to not leave the platform. I want to do everything on the phone, everything on my email. That's the content, the beauty of using AMP. So we'll see that in a few minutes after my part here. And the other thing to note is that a lot of ISPs are now forcing you to put the one-click unsubscribe in your header. Right now, it's buried in your footer. Okay, there's RMM as well. You can reply back and saying unsubscribe, stop, and any other four-letter word you want to use. You can do that too on RMM. But otherwise, the one-click header unsubscribe is now supported just because of the pressure from ISPs. So that's the updates on Email Studio. Some pretty good stuff. I highly recommend to check it out. Now, with Content Builder, I just mentioned that just a few minutes ago, and there was a couple of things that I like about it, I don't like about it. One is that it does increase your super messages. That's nothing you can do, but if you're given 10 million, I think you should be okay. But one of the features that has been helpful is now with interactive email, the form block, the hidden fields are removed from the submit URL. So a lot of us are using hidden fields like Google Click IDs and any other things you want to capture. So I highly recommend checking out this update for Content Builder. And for Journey Builder, I think the big one with Journey Builder is sort of ties in with Mobile Studio is WhatsApp. And before, WhatsApp was you needed a custom developer from WhatsApp to do this integration. Now it's actually native with your platform. The other way of using WhatsApp is through Service Cloud, using Salesforce messaging, which was part of Haywire. But for Marketing Cloud, it's great to see WhatsApp part of the program. Despite a lot of us leaving WhatsApp for Signal, that's a whole nother story to begin with. But until then, WhatsApp is a great platform to use for messaging, and now it's part of Journey Builder. You can actually send WhatsApp from Journey Builder and not just one-way, two-way, omni-channel method that we're so familiar with. And then the other feature of Journey Builder, which I like, is that you now have enhanced contact area details. Before, you had no visibility of what's going on, and now the error log is now quite it's a bit better than before. So they're building Journey Builder. They are actually listening to us. If you have any ideas, by all means, go to ideas and submit your wish list. They do get answered sometimes, 10 years later, but they do get answered in some sort of ideas. Yeah, no. Okay, and then Mobile Studio, like I said, WhatsApp is really powerful. But the other thing is that there's a previous webinar about transactional API with delivery receipts. And that's also important too, because more and more you need proof that you sent something. You need proof that an SMS actually went out instead of just in the cloud. So this is another feature that is impressive. And if you want more about it, just reach out to me, or I'll look for that video for you from one of the partner videos. And then Contact Builder, again, has features for WhatsApp, so that's pretty straightforward. Einstein, again, there was another video that was done, I think, last October, and that's with the Einstein engagement frequency for single send journeys. Marketing Cloud is moving towards single sends, which is really a one-step send. It's really a single send, but it's through Journey Builder. I guess they really want Journey Builder to be your central platform, your command center for sending emails. I don't like it personally. That's just a personal thing. I have no problem sending an email through a data extension, but for those who have large companies and your admin or your email creator, his job is only to create and send emails, I can see that this is a feature for single send journeys, but otherwise it's a feature that is there, but I don't really I don't usually use it. And then Web Studio, there's no new updates on that. And then Marketing Cloud Connect. Now listen up, everybody. If you're still running the V2 connector, the original V2 Enterprise 2.0 connector, they are going to retire that on March 31st, which is in 3 weeks' time. I'm sure if you have V2 connecting, not V5 is the current one, V5, but if you have V2, highly recommend contact your Salesforce solution engineer and say, look, what are my challenges? We've dealt with a couple of clients with it left. It's not that big of a deal, but there are some considerations that you need to look at if you still run V2. And that is the core of the first 9 products of Marketing Cloud. Before I go on to the next 9, is there any questions? There's a lot to swallow, but any questions on these 9? No? Okay.
Is anyone using them? I appreciate that we've got some people on video that might want to wave their hands, or you might want to put just a Y in the chat if you've used any of these features or you're using the release.
No love for single send journeys, anybody? Anybody want to join the?
Actually, I used it for a client because, even though, technically it seems like an overkill, marketers are visual people and they just like the idea of having it all in one location. And it's good for beginners in that way, and for marketers, so that everything is on one page. That's it.
Because they were starting to put more detail about, how many people had gone through the journey and all of that sort of thing. So it possibly makes that more accessible.
Yeah, and I think another thing that I like about it is that it helps customers to think more interactively. If you have a data extension, you send out an email, then that's that email focus. But if you put it on a journey builder, you put, I mean, the word right there says it all. We are going to have an ongoing relationship with that person. That person is taking a journey towards doing something. And so journey builder also can relate so nicely back to Salesforce. So as a result of what happens to that email, you can then clicks are open, send out another email, follow up, you know, if they didn't open it, and if they did open it, maybe update some fields in Salesforce, etc. So yeah, so that's kind of how I used it.
Yeah, cool. I mean, anybody dabbling with WhatsApp?
Not yet.
Not on Marketing Cloud. We've done a lot of work with Sales or Service Cloud or
Yeah.
messaging.
Interesting.
Very
Because I mean,
exciting.
I haven't been involved with any company that's tried to contact me on WhatsApp yet, and I feel grateful.
Yeah. It's an extra cost, by the way, on Haywire or Salesforce messaging, the old product. It's an extra cost.
Yeah.
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 Okay, next
Cool.
slide, the next 10, which is pretty quick because I think a lot of us don't really use these products, but let me just quickly, okay, so these are the next 10 more obscure products. Now, so I'm working on a customer 360 project now. It's quite interesting. They've been developing this CDP, this customer data platform product, for almost like 3 years. And it's now live, went live last October, and it's quite a beast, but I think it's a good solution if you are looking for a single source of truth. If you're like a major, you know, B2C retailer and you want to find the actual person who has, you know, a laptop, a phone, a tablet, and a desktop, and they sign up on different emails, you can actually figure out it's the same person. And this is the latest release. It's the, you know, an exact device identity match, and they actually, you know, use unified profiles to figure out, you know, this is a single person. And the thing with Customer 360 is that their release cycle is a bit different as well, because Marketing Cloud's 5, Sales Service is 3. Their release cycle is a bit different. It's called Spring 21. So this is a good product. Keep an eye on. Their updates are massive. Every time there's an update, it's like a, you know, it's more than an hour long on the webinar. So you definitely need a couple of drinks to go through that webinar. Datorama is another product that we're working on as well. And one of the most powerful features of Datorama is the marketplace, just like App Exchange for sales CRM, just like your iPhone and your Google Play for Android. The marketplace is a wonderful place to keep adding, you know, just like Marketing Cloud, right? We have our own App Exchange, right? You can download Query Studio, you can download Deployment Manager all through the Marketing Cloud App Exchange. So the Datorama had a new one where they actually can tie into email and web conversion apps, which is important because a lot of the communication starts on an email, and then from there, often they finish their transaction on a website, right? Some people do it all through their phone, like the younger people with, you know, better eyes than me, great. But I like to see what I'm doing. I like to finish my transaction on a website. So Datorama is a very, very robust reporting tool for marketing analytics. Social Studio is next in the list. And again, as you know, a lot of these products are different URLs, right? You know, login.salesforce.com is Salesforce, Marketing Cloud's a different URL. So Social Studio is actually Radian 6, and it's its own platform, its own stack. And now SSO, single sign-on, and MFA is now supported on that as well. The only big thing to report is that the alt text is now available using Facebook, which is good because someone who has a very slow loading experience on Facebook, having alt text on the image can now show that as the image loads, because we all know on our phones sometimes the service is slow on the internet. So, you know, if you're gonna spend money on advertising, you might as well get your biggest bang for your buck. So that's Social Studio. Interaction Studio, there's really no updates this release, so nothing to report. Distributed marketing, again, like Customer 360, it has a different release cycle, so there's no release to report. And again, same with Audience Studio and Advertising Studio. Now, I know there's rumors about Audience Studio, which is DMP, which is Crux, and there's rumors about that product line being discontinued or sunset, just because the way third-party cookies are being blocked. They're all wondering, is there a market for, you know, Audience Studio, DMP, Crux? There's rumors about it. So anyway, like I said, if you're not using it, don't worry about it. But if you are using it, I reach out to your AE and say, hey, you know, before I renew, are you really going to shut down the service or not? Okay, a couple more quickly. Loyalty. Now, Loyalty is had a lot of mixed reviews. They went GA live on February 11, and I sat through that 3-hour webinar. It was great, interesting. I can see a lot of use cases until the price list came up. And once the price list came up, I literally like choked. So I won't discuss it here because this call is being recorded, but it does come with a hefty price tag. So really look into your requirements of loyalty before you consider buying or looking at this product. Well, first ask yourself, what is loyalty, right? What's loyalty to you? So until you can define that, then you can look into a loyalty and expect this to be called Loyalty Cloud, another one of the Salesforce products. So that's that update. And the last one is the Google GA360. Now, if you remember when we had this talk, once upon a time when we had in-person meetups, we had a talk on GA360, and it was a very expensive product. It's Google Analytics, or Google Analytics on steroids. It was not cheap. However, the latest release has something very exciting, which I think you should all look into, and that's your regular free Google Analytics is now free to connect with your marketing cloud. So you no longer have to pay 150,000 US per year for GA360. You can now just connect it to your Google Analytics, which is really exciting because yeah, free is good. And then Commerce Cloud, which is not, believe it or not part of the whole Marketing Cloud stack, but I put it here anyway. But again, nothing really new to release. If you are thinking of doing the B2C Solution Architect exam, I highly recommend you start looking into Commerce Cloud, because a lot of questions pertain to Commerce Cloud and how to integrate that in real life scenarios. So you may not need to have the actual product running, but it'd be good to know all the terminology behind Commerce Cloud. And that is it for my release notes. Any questions before move on?
Yep. Again, if anybody's using any of these items or has been interested in them, then we'd love to hear how you've been getting on.
Okay, next slide, I think, is Astrid is going to do a demo on AMP, a little talk and a quick demo. So actually, should I present my slides, Carrie? I'm going to connect.
I can.
I don't think you have the slides. Maybe.
Can I just share my screen?
Yeah, so Astrid, I'm just making you a co-host, and then I just need to stop sharing my screen so that you can share yours.
Okay, great. Here we are. And put this away. And all right, so so hello everybody, my name is Astrid van Doors. I'm usually, Jimson is doing all the talking, but I'm working with him in Cloud Analyst. I am equally certified, 7 certs, and I say 10 plus years experience because I don't really want to give my age away, but I've been here for quite some time working on digital marketing, which is why I'm really excited about email for AMP. And I want to talk to you today about, is it for you? And so a little bit about Cloud Analyst, although Jimson has already kind of stolen all the thunder. We are a registered partner, and we have taken the 1% pledge, and we are very pleased with our consistent 5-star reviews on the App Exchange. And our focus is very much on customer engagement. And so, yeah, that includes sales, service, and marketing as they are increasingly coming together. Hence, this topic of AMP for email is really interesting to me. Although, having said that, I've had extremely little time to prepare for this presentation, so I will do my very best nonetheless. So, AMP for email with Marketing Cloud, this has been, it's really only available for a couple of days and for a week now. Mind you, in my dev org, it wasn't actually automatically configured, so I contacted support to have that done. And then when you have it configured or provisioned rather in your org, you still need to actually go to your setting and enable it. So what is AMP for email? Basically, it's an open source email standard that allows readers to interact with messages directly in their inbox. That's the official title. And I'm going to talk to you about a little bit more what that really means. It's basically an interactive email, and that makes it a major step forward in being A, more engaging, and B, more interactive, and therefore also more powerful. Now, well, that all sounds like a major technological step forward. The question is still, do you actually need it? And so let me just get on with that. I think personally, if you are an innovative marketer, then actually sooner or later, you will actually need it. And for email, even though I just released it, Marketing Cloud for the last week or so, it actually was invented a couple of years ago. And notwithstanding that, if sooner or later you need to get on with it, because it is an opportunity for you to totally transform your email and really think about email very differently. So gone are the days of people being even ever been able to use that phrase that I so do not like, called email blast, meaning pushing things into a reader's inbox, and rather create now a interactive dynamic experience for your readers. And so it becomes much more about the relationships and serving the customer and to help them on their journey of what it is that they want to do and achieve, as opposed to you blasting information to them. And so that's why I think you need it. Now, there are a couple of common use cases. I mean, common, it's not that common that people are using AMP for email just yet. But most common use cases. One would be an image carousel, and the sky's the limit on what you can do with it. I'm going to give you a little demo in a minute. An accordion, which is basically collapsible information. Then we have forms and appointment scheduling, and beyond that, there are many more ideas. And so I think since you're in this audience, a good idea to simply get started today. And I'm going to, at the end, give you the resources on where you need to go to get started. So let me start with this first one, an email with an image carousel. And so basically what that does is it gives you a web-like experience. A lot of images are movable or automatically moving in an email. And it just makes people feel like they are browsing. And when people are browsing online, and about 50% of email is for shopping, would you believe that? It makes them feel that they are shopping in their email, which is very important. As well as that, it's also really kind of fun and entertainment. And if you've seen, other 6 other major presentations on AMP for email, you will have seen that a lot of these are kind of entertaining and somewhat relationship building. So I want to kind of show you now, get out of this presentation mode. Let's see if I can figure this out. Yes. And show you what I've built. So with some of the resources, I'm going to show you after. So I just created this little email of just a little bit of an intro, and then what is your favorite Salesforce mascot? And you can just go through your carousel and pick your favorite, whether that's Blaze or Hootie or Ernie. Um, and so then after that, you can just create another call to action, or over here you could create links. So it's just an interactivity. Of course, you can use this not just to build relationships, but you can also add the 3 different new products that you are launching this term for spring or what have you. So very simple, very easy to do. Took me actually very little time, given that I'd only had this enabled yesterday. Yeah, not complicated. If you know HTML and CSS really, really well, like I do, this is quite achievable and quite doable. This is really your level number 1. I'm going to get to the levels in a bit. Now I'm going to need to move this to get back to my presentation. So over here, back to present. So that was the first one, the carousel. The second one is, and this actually, I think this might be my favorite, because it's technically quite simple, but I can see so many use cases for this. And this is accordions, or I would like to go straight into nesting these accordions, which basically means to collapse and hide page sections till a reader interact with that section. So like a carousel, this allows you to present an enormous amount of information into a single email, and it is very nice and very compact, and it just looks, it's just a great presentation. So let me get out of this presentation again and show you what I just built. Oops, why do I get out of here? Oops, here we go. That's my second tab here. Oops, it's already open. I was going to close it. So when a person gets the email, it just, your title, let's say somebody comes up for an appointment and you really want them to really be informed and prepared before they come. Which means they have an entire manual to read, and they must watch videos. They have to discuss all kind of life-changing options and then sign a consent form. This is very common for one of our clients. And so it's really a challenge for them to get people to work through all that information. And so this accordion style is just fabulous. Look, I mean, it looks so tidy, not too much. It's 1, 2, 3 steps. But then when you go and review the documentation, you realize, oh my gosh, there's a huge welcome pack. And then you can flash this out. You can add images here if you want. So you can flash this out even further if you want. You can have a video there. Right, so each of these sections can be progressively built out. So it's not, I'm in control as a reader as to how far I want to go. And so because I'm in control, I feel calmer and more relating to what is happening, and because I feel more in control of the whole process. So it's a very good way to deal with it. Also for financial services, we have clients who have a lot of financial data every quarter or every month to share with their customers. This is a fabulous way to present that. Okay, so that was the second use case. This is called the accordion. And then the third one is a form. Now, a few weeks ago, I think, or a few months ago now, we had the interactive email with Marketing Cloud. And it was really great. I think that's already a major step forward, because it allows you to start a form in the email and then complete it on the website with Cloud Pages. So perfect, in lots of ways, perfect. And so I'm still thinking that's really quite a good deal, because it was not so super complicated. Now with M for email, this is going to be in a whole other league, because now you're going to create the form directly in your email, and then you allow the reader to also complete it in the email, and then provide it with a submission thank you message in the email. as well as that, so you have this whole interaction going on, as well as that, the form data is then written to a Salesforce data extension. So as you can tell, this is quite a lot more involved. Nonetheless, I have a little show and tell for you. I know. It's cute. So I'm going to have a webinar very soon, once I've got this all a bit more fleshed out too, about AMP for email. And so I will invite people to our webinar to AMP for email, maybe with an interactive form. We'll see. And so what happens? So if I fill this form in now with my name, Astrid, there we go, and my email address, and then I submit. So what happens is here I have my thank you message, right? This is great. And there's also behind the scene a error message coded. So if I type in error, so you can see how that works. Okay, it's just to show you a little bit. Okay, this form is smoke and mirrors, right? But it still gives you the idea and understanding of how the code works. And so now you get an error message over here. So it gives you the success and the error, and you can have different messages. So it's really quite, yeah, it's very handy and it's very impressive, I think. So that's the third one. Questions so far?
Yeah, I think this is great. I think what we should do is have people sign up for our webinar as you go deeper dive. I'm sure there's a lot of questions that we can keep it for like a longer webinar, more in depth, and they sign up.
Yeah, I'll present that at the end. Okay, so let me just give that. So that was your third one, your form. Next one would be, and this is really the ultimate, is appointment scheduling. So when you think about it, what is appointment scheduling? It is both interacting and providing data like a form, right? In a way, it's a form fill. But it is also providing information from your server to that is real-time updated. So it's real-time and interactive, all in one email. It's super powerful. Obviously, this is the pinnacle of complication when you think about it tech-wise. However, once you've got it figured out, and very useful, it's both transactional and very useful. Very important. So that's your first one. So the next question is, so, okay, now how am I going to get started? And so there are always two sides to building emails in organization. One is what the marketing people want, and the other one is what you technically have time for. And I think what you should really do is try to come up with a use case, something that is actually useful for marketing, but that nonetheless is kind of simple. So I would start with something like a carousel and work with just one. See that number one, I would just do one thing, not more than that, because there will be a ramping up of skills, a very steep learning curve with AMP for email, as I've already learned. So you really want to go MVP and then have a rollout. And as people start to understand how this works and how the audience reacts and the different use cases, you will build that up. So technically, I would also, even though the most advanced stuff, of course, is the most delicious, it's also where the most error is, and it's also the hardest to test. So start with something very simple, also code-wise. So if I take you through what that really means, I'd see that the AMP for email really is in 3 levels of complexity. And the first one is really, that's just the basic. And, you know, I put this carousel together. It was really simple from my point of view. Anyhow, most of you in the audience will probably be able to handle this quite quickly. And then an intermediate level would be where you start leveraging functionality of the AMP bind, because it allows you more for customization. And then the third level would be, you know, of the form fill and the how do you call it, the appointment scheduler. So Yeah, so the code, if I'm going to show you a bit of the code, I'm just a flash, okay? If I'll show you the big bit of the code, is you can see, oh, there's also something like animated GIF, but that wasn't interesting enough to demo in my mind. I don't know if you can see this. No, it doesn't get much
I think we
bigger.
should save it for our webinar, I think.
Yes, but I just want to, I mean, anybody interested into coding, you can see that it's really not that complicated. And it is mostly like HTML and CSS, you know, with a little bit of AMP coding. So there is that. And then lastly, I guess I'm running into quiz time already. I would also like to really point you out this, that there are certain limits to AMP for email, and the limits are not so much what you can do technologically, but rather the reverse. It's like there is a huge ramp up time, but even when you are already really good, it will cost significant amount of time for you to create a single email with AMP for email. So that will be really costly. As well as that, you need to realize that not all email clients and devices will support AMP for email. So it's mostly Gmail, of course, because they invented it. And some Outlook.com and Yahoo Mail and Aru, you know, there's some others, but it's really not everybody. So what it then really means is that for every email that you are going to create, is that you're going to create 3 emails. One is you're going to create your AMP for email. The second one is you're going to create your HTML plus CSS email already, quite a lot of work. And then thirdly, you're going to have your text email, which still is kind of typesetting, and sometimes that's quite a hard one to even, you know, make look good. And a lot of companies at times forget to add the text one. So anyhow, it just means that you have to do it 3 times. So I would really think you should start slowly, but just one. And so the last one, the slide, actually, I want to leave you with, and I think I can share at least this slide with you. There are 4 different resources that are fabulous. Particularly, actually, the only one to write down is this amp.dev. That's it, actually, or help.salesforce.com. Over there, and you type in AMP for email, and then it leads you to getting started, which is also really good. The third one is amp.gmail.dev, which again gives you a playground to work with, which is really useful. And then there is also developers at google.com, which gives you also AMP email and testing email resources. And there's lots of resources actually online, but the hardest bit will be for you to create it in your own org, of course. So if you have any more questions, you can ask it now, or you can send it to me to my email address. And yes, as I said, we're going to have a follow-up article on this on our blog, and also we will have a follow-up webinar that is intended for clients and end users. So there you go. That's it.
Well, great, thank you. That's great comprehensive stuff on AMP. It's really exciting, and yeah, let's save that for a fuller webinar, and we can answer a lot more questions. So I know we're hitting near the hour, and we have a nice Jeopardy style quiz, but the thing is we need 5 people to play. Do we want to do this tonight, or should we do it for our next meeting? I'm happy to do it now if you want. If we get 5 people to play the quiz, we'll do it. Otherwise, we'll postpone it for next month. And there are prizes, so that might be of interest for people. But if do we have, raise your hand if you want to participate in the quiz. And okay, so we got Darren's 1.
Oh, Darren loves a prize. Oh.
Yeah, got two people. Any 3?
Floren's in with an actual hand.
Okay, Lauren, any
Josephine's
more?
in. Okay, we might have a quiz.
Leo's gonna play. Polo. Okay, one more, or else we don't play. One more volunteer.
I've got Josephine in the chat. I don't know if that's coming up in your in your raise a hand on the actual.
Okay, Josephine. Okay, perfect. Josephine. Okay. Okay, so we have Darren, how do you pronounce it? Lungat, Florin, Polo, and Josephine.
Yep.
Okay, so
Okay.
here are the rules. I think we all know how Jeopardy is played. It is an American game show. You are given the answer first, and you have to guess the question. Like if the answer is #1 CRM in the world, the question is, what is Salesforce? Okay, that's how Jeopardy is played. Now, in the real Jeopardy, you play and you keep on playing until you get it right. If you get it wrong, then the next person gets to play. So, but in this case, we don't want guys like, Florin to dominate and win the whole thing. So we're only going to allow 3 right answers, and then you have to give it someone else a chance to play. If you get the question or answer wrong, then you lose your turn. Okay, so is that everyone knows the game? So let's maybe Carrie, do you want to do the screen or you want me to do the screen?
Yep. Yeah, we probably, and just to also say, we're probably going to need participants who are participating, because you're a participant, I'm going to say that a few more times, to actually unmute and speak. We can work with the chat, but it'll, if you can at all, then that would be good. And please remember that, have a go, because there were some of these that I wasn't good at. I am about to try and share my screen.
Okay, so we're going to do it in order of people who voted. So it's going to be Darren, Lungat, Florin, Polo, and Josephine in that order. Okay, that's the starting 5. And if you get it right, you get 3 tries. You get it wrong, next person. Okay, so should I do the screen?
Yep. So can you see my screen?
Not yet.
Oh, hang on. You got to press the button. Boom. That's
okay.
It.
So
there you go. I'm hoping you're enjoying this deck, because someone named Eric created this deck, and he's awesome.
So we're gonna try to keep score here manually here. See who wins. Okay. So Darren, I hope you can choose a topic and a number, price, or value.
Okay. Well, let's start in the top left, platform 100.
Okay.
Go.
So the question is, I tie the knot between Marketing Cloud and Sales Cloud.
What am I?
It's a connector.
Yeah. So
good job.
So you click on the answer. The answer is, what is the Marketing Cloud connector? Perfect. Okay, Darren, you get to go again. Next question.
Okay. So let's stay on platform 200.
Okay. I'm keeping track here. So cloning a complex journey builder takes way too long and is subject to human error. What is the question? Or the answer? What is, because to clone a journey builder in another BU takes a long time. And
I don't know.
Okay. Okay, so who wants to give Florin your chance to go? What is the answer for this?
Why do you have versions?
I think
templates
must be related to journey templates. Yeah.
Oh. Carrie, judges.
I mean, it's not. I see where you're going with that. What we're sort of looking for is something that was recently launched that was a Salesforce tool, which you can now go to the App Exchange and download the metadata for Marketing Cloud for some types of things. Is that helpful?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Okay.
Excellent.
Okay.
Or Darren, if you can, does that help you at all? No. Okay. So maybe we just write this question off.
Okay, we'll write this question off. So
then Florin, you'll get a different question.
The answer was,
what is deployment manager?
Okay, so I guess Florin gets to go again since he's
So deployment manager is something that you can install and then download the config.
Okay, Florin, your choice. It doesn't gray out your options, but I'm keeping track
Yep.
of what.
Yeah, we are. So if you're having any, if you're not sure which ones.
Okay, let's go into contact delete 100.
Oh. By default, I am 14 days, but I can be set to 0. What am I? I mean, we've got some head in hands moments here.
Yeah, well, I don't know how it's called exactly, but is the number of days the contacts will still be in Marketing Cloud until they are completely removed, and you can set it in Contact Builder.
Yeah, there you go. I think we know what you mean. I think you're in the right ballpark there. This is the default period for contact suppression.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, the judges will give it to you because that's what you.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Oh, now then, does that make you feel like you want to get really into some of those other questions?
So do I get to choose another one?
Yep, you've got 3 options.
Okay, HTML and CSS 100.
I do this in HTML. I'm not going to read code.
Yeah, this will set the background color of the body of the page, the HTML page.
Ooh.
Background was the answer. Background.
Hell yeah.
Hey, one more choice, Florin, and you got to pass it on to Lungat next. Sorry, wrong order.
So one more.
I mean, are you going to go bold?
Yeah.
It's the last one.
Yeah.
Make or break.
You're on, Florin.
Yeah, let's do HTML 300.
Something in HTML5, this text.
Well, this is the way you set an input, a text input of type email that will require you to insert an email, a text in email format, and name will be the name of the element that will be passed to when you submit the form.
Yeah, judges give that to you. The answer was a single line text box for email address. That's what it is. Okay, you got them right. Okay, let's do the next contestant. You got 3 right. So next one is, am I pronouncing it Lungat? Lungat?
Yep.
Okay, it's hard to see which ones are which, but I know which ones are available. So let us know.
Content Builder 100.
Yep. Okay. I show recipients multiple hero images. What am I?
Carousel.
Indeed, you are correct. Yes. I am the image carousel.
Okay, second. You're allowed a second attempt.
I will stay Content Builder 200.
Yep. I enable full emails to be created from HTML code. What am I?
Five, 4, 3, 2.
Message? No, I'm not sure. Yeah, I think message, but I'm not sure. Email template.
I mean, maybe a certain type of email template, which might have HTML in the title.
HTML email template.
And you might copy and
Paste.
after you paste. Yeah, that'd be a HTML paste. Yeah.
Okay, well, we'll give it to the judges.
No, I did some nudging there.
Okay, last chance. One more choice. One more choice. So you can go again.
I don't know. AmpScript.
100 is available. Like all the AmpScript ones are available. So
AmpScript 100, please.
Okay.
I will start with, I really
Percent.
don't want to win. Yeah,
Yep.
ampersand, open square bracket, and end with close square brackets, ampersand.
What is it? What am I? Yeah, these are tough. If you,
I mean, Jimson did an excellent job with these. All right, they'll definitely get everyone thinking.
5, 4, 3, 2.
No, I don't know.
So the answer
Oh.
is,
Oh, this is the
what is a block delimiter or inline delimiter? Okay, that was it. 3 choices. Polo, you are next. Polo, Leo, or Polo.
Okay, here I am.
yeah.
Let's see. I'm going to go for platform 100,
That's taken already.
Oh, yeah, I'm
One and
afraid.
two are taken.
platform 200,
That's taken as well.
platform 300.
Okay.
There you go. Good choice. I'm
So,
tired of having to create a staging data extension just to run some queries, some test queries. What am I?
That is the app. No, I don't know. I'm not going to give you an answer because I don't know.
Oh.
Was I close?
Query Studio?
Yes.
That was Query Studio.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's the one.
I should have taken this one.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's all the experience, isn't it? Knowing what's behind.
Okay, so now because Polo got it wrong, it's Josephine's choice next. So keeping track. So I've kept track of which is available. So platform 4 and 5 are available. And then pretty much AmpScript, Contact Delete, except for 100, all available.
Sorry, what was available in Content Builder?
AmpScript and Contact Delete, 200 through 500 are all available. Platform 4 and 5 are available. HTML 200, 4 and 5 are available. And Content Builder 3, 4, 5 available.
Content Builder 3.
Okay.
Okay. I compare how 2 different email subject lines perform. What am I?
A/B test. What is
Cor-
A/B test?
That is
Correct.
That is correct. Okay, so the last 2 are available on Content Builder if you want.
Yeah, I'll take another one.
400, Josephine, 400, Content Builder.
I make sure that content is reviewed and confirmed before it's used. What am I?
Five,
I mean-
4, 3.
I don't know what it's called. It's something to do with approval.
That'll do. Because it's content approval. I think you're pretty close there.
Okay, we'll give it, judges will give it to you.
Yeah.
Okay, last one. Last choice, Josephine.
What's the last one on content?
Okay,
Yep.
500.
It's a good category. I mean, this is a beaut. Sorry about this. I am the weather service that powers the live weather content block.
Five, 4, 3, 1. Any answer? No?
I mean, this one's tough. Does anyone know the answer to this?
SD.
Oh, sorry, Florin, you cut out for me.
SDK block.
No, it's AccuView Weather.
Oh, I didn't know about that.
Okay, yeah.
No, that's
Wow.
why it's 500.
Okay, so we're back on top of the table. So again, the order is going to be Darren, Florin, and Lungat. So Darren, you get to pick. So all content is gone now.
Let's take the next available one in the HTML.
Okay, that's 200. HTML 200 for Darren.
Okay.
So I get this effect in HTML, OL, and then /OL. What does that do?
So this is a bullet list.
Be more specific.
So
L stands for list. You're correct, but
when you create a bulleted list,
yeah.
Does it have an order?
okay, so that's what the O is for then, is it? The ordered list.
There we go. Order list. Correct.
Thank you for that.
So order list and unordered list. So yeah, it's an ordered list, and if you want a bullet points, it's UL for unordered list for bullet points. Okay, well, judges, give that to you. Okay, the last two in HTML are available.
Yeah, let's keep going then.
Okay, HTML for 400.
Okay.
In CSS, oh yeah, these are my 4 options for padding.
I mean, it is 400.
No, I don't know. Sorry.
Any?
I don't think you need to feel sorry about that. I mean, some of these are tricky, as you can tell.
Is it top left, bottom right?
Yes.
There we go, Josephine. There we go. So that was Josephine. What's that one?
Yeah.
Top, right, bottom, and left. Okay. So we have to go on to the next person, which is back to Florin. So Florin, so we have AmpScript and Contact Delete are other than 100 are free. So AmpScript 2, 3, 4, 5, Platform 4 and 5, or Contact Delete 2, 3, 4, 5.
No HTML.
And HTML, the last one, 500.
Okay, let's go for that one.
Oh Jesus, 500. HTML 500 for Florin.
Ooh. Options when using the font family.
Only 3 options available in CSS.
Well, I'm not sure what this is. For font family defines the font family, obviously, where you say Arial whatever, and then you can set up the size and the weight of the font. I'm not sure if this is.
It's sort of half a third of a mark. You got the first third right.
Font family.
So there are only 2 types of fonts in the world. So you got the font right. It's a font name is given like Arial. So it's font name. But then the other 2 options are the only 2 types of fonts that exist in the world.
Okay, I don't know. Sorry.
Okay, that's fine. We'll give you a third of a mark. Anybody?
Yeah. I've shown the answer now. I'm sorry.
I know it's fine.
I got carried away.
It's okay. So serif and sans serif are the 2.
Okay.
Okay, we'll have to let's go to Lungat, your turn again. So we have AmpScript and Contact Delete 2, 3, 4, 5, and Platform 4 and 5. So
I will try Platform 4.
Platform 4. I want to send an email so that the subscriber opens it at the best time and the best day of the week. What am I?
Einstein, how is it called? Optimize timing.
Yeah, well, it's very close. It's so close. I think we can give it to her.
Yeah. I mean, also in the interests of time and generosity.
Yeah.
I think we're
end time optimization.
Yeah.
It's called. Okay. So the last platform 500 is available, and then you have all the AmpScript and Contact Deletes are available except for the first 100. So your pick. Lungat again one more time.
Yeah, last platform then, please.
Okay.
Yep. I own a franchise and I want to give the power of each store to send emails, but they must follow a corporate brand guideline. What am I?
Business units?
No.
It's a little bit more Salesforce core facing.
It was one of my 19 updates that I gave
Um,
an hour ago.
the one second. Permission. No, not the permission. One sec. No, I don't know.
No, but bold try. Thank you for.
Anybody want to try it? No? Anybody? Hang on.
Distributed marketing.
That's there you go. Josephine gets it. Distributed marketing. That's it.
A locked
Okay.
template.
So we got next. So Polo, back to Polo again for so only left for AMP script and contact deletes 2, 3, 4, 5.
You feeling
Good.
lucky?
Let's go. Yeah, exactly. Let's go contact delete.
Or
Yeah.
how much?
400.
400.
No,
Okay.
200.
200. Okay. Oh,
No, well, hang on.
hang on.
People have got a bit of a inside track on that. Oh no, it's all gone wrong. Oh, I'm gonna have to escape. Oh no, it's all gone hideously wrong.
Hang on.
I hope those people that quickly. Woo.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
where were we?
Oh, Polo again. Which one?
Contact
500?
delete. It was contact delete 300, wasn't it?
No. 2, 3, 4, and 5 are open.
Yeah, 200.
200. Okay. Polo. So
In the UI, only these two things can be used to delete in contact delete.
two attributes. The two attributes used to contact delete in the UI.
In the UI,
Yeah.
only these two things can be used to delete. No, it might be. I don't understand the question.
You cannot use email address to contact delete somebody. So there's only two ways you can contact delete somebody, but you cannot use an email or a name.
So what other identifier might you use?
Oh, I see. Contact key.
That's okay. That's
And
An ID. Subscriber key. I'm confused with the question, the ways, because I know that I have to answer with in the Jeopardy way.
so yeah. So you're half right. What is a contact key? And there's another way. There's another way you can delete somebody in contact delete. What other attribute can you use to delete somebody? Contact key is one of it.
And subscriber key.
Perfect. Yay! He gets it right. Perfect.
It's all about sticking with it.
Yeah, I know.
amazing.
Show the answer. Actually, Carrie, you click to show the answer.
Yeah.
And Paul gets to go again. Perfect. So AMP script 345 or contact delete 345.
Let's carry on with contact delete with the next one
Okay.
available.
300. Okay.
400?
300.
300? No, I'm gone off. I've got a real obsession. Did we not just do 400? No, 300.
No. This is 400. Okay, so it's Paul, you're going for 400 here.
Yeah, it's fine. You can leave that one if you want.
Okay. I'm just
'Cause otherwise
clearly
you're
I've
gonna
got,
go in.
yeah, I've got all sorts of problems with that. Just clicking that option.
Okay,
Sorry.
so
Other than contact delete, I am used to help ensure full removal of data.
Interesting. Is it overwrite?
no.
I mean, hints are clearly welcome because I forced him to take this question.
No, it's a tough one.
API?
No. When you're setting up data extensions, what features can you use to help ensure that you get full removal of data after a
data retention policies?
Yeah.
Great, thank you very much, Ralph, but he's not playing. Yeah, very good. Okay, so Paul gets wrong. So next is back to Josephine. So you got contact delete 3 or 5, and then AMP script 2, 3, 4, 5 for Josephine.
I'll pick contact delete.
or 300?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh.
Oh,
So in contact delete, non-sendable data extensions can't be used except for in this trick.
this goes back. It's a feature of Marketing Cloud from way back when. One of the original features of Marketing Cloud. One of the features that plans to be discontinued in the next few years, probably. It's a very obscure way of doing it, but okay. No.
This one might be a bit brutal.
Yeah, it's okay.
They're all turning out to be a bit brutal.
Yeah, I like I said, it was.
No, they're good questions. We're here to challenge.
Yeah, well, you get to learn stuff too. If you're not, this is stuff on the. If you're doing an exam, these are good exam questions. Okay, I think, well, this is a really tough one. This should have been 500, but the answer is populations.
Oh, yeah, that is. Yes, it is.
If you're, that's. Okay, back to Darren. The last, so all you have left is the last contact delete or the 4 AMP scripts.
So I'm pretty lost on all of them. So let's just take the plunge with the last contact delete.
Yeah, makes it easier for us to calculate. Okay. Yeah, that's a tough one here. I didn't think, unless you're a developer, this is a tough one for 500.
Okay. So only these 3 things can be used in contact delete using the API. Well, I mean, to be honest, I'm not entirely sure I know the answer, but I would suggest, I mean, Darren, I'm assuming that you don't mind me just leaning in here to help you out. Is it anything to do with the IDs to find the people?
So is it contact ID, subscriber ID, email address?
One's correct.
Okay,
correct.
Yeah, I don't know what else to suggest.
Yeah, it's a different answer.
Anyone else? Sorry.
Yeah.
Contact key.
Yeah, exactly. It's half. That's good. And one contact ID, contact key, and one more before data extensions. 10 years ago, they were called something else. 500,000 limitation. Otherwise, you have to use data extensions.
I was thinking of data extension.
No, data extensions if you have more than 500,000 records. Otherwise,
list.
That's it. List. Okay. The next.
Okay.
The last
it's
4
AMP script.
Last 4 AMP scripts are 2, 3, 4, and 5, and we got Florin next. So
come on, Florin. We know
you can close the shop right now.
Okay, let's go with AMP script 300.
Okay. I need the equivalent of VLOOKUP in Excel in AMP script.
VLOOKUP in Excel.
When you have a set of rows, you gotta look up like VLOOKUP, in Excel. What's the AMP script function to do like a VLOOKUP on a set of rows?
Well, I would say it's one of the lookup. It's either lookup or lookup rows.
That's it. You got it. Yeah, there's 2. That's it. Yeah, lookup rows or lookup order rows.
Okay.
Very good. Okay, you got it right. You can go again. So AMP script 2, 4, or 5. 3 last.
Let's do 4.
400. Okay, Florin.
I'll return the difference between 2 dates.
Okay, so I would just I don't know, but I would say date diff.
Yeah, you got it right. Date diff. That's
really?
Exactly what it is. Date diff.
Date diff. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, the last one. Okay, your last chance, but there's 2 questions. AMP script 2 or 5 are free.
5.
Oh, okay, Florin.
I clicked exit. That's great. I just happen to be in the same place. That's awesome.
Okay. And script 500 for Florin.
I am trying. I promise. Won't. Not entirely sure what how to make that better. Hang on. No.
Oh,
There we go.
it's
We
not
got
this
there.
time, eh?
Yeah.
It flags a message in the string and stops processing of job. This is the function raise error function.
Yeah, that's correct.
Boom.
That is raise error. Okay, so you got 3 in a row, Florin. You got to give your turn next to Polo. The only last question, AmScript 200, Polo, this is it.
This is the one.
Excellent. Lucky me.
Yeah.
I use this to define data or narrow down results based on a set criteria. That's not worded properly, probably, but so a function that narrows down the search results.
Mhm. That is that's a lookup, isn't it?
It's more like you got a big set of data and you want to run a query to narrow down, you know, I'm looking for a general term, maybe not specific function, but you got a big blob of data, you want to narrow down all the people who, you know, bought from Starbucks in the last 24 hours, you know, what's that called?
Ah, so you want to run a query.
Yeah, but what is the actual function or the actual type of function you're doing? What's the name of that? It's a term for that.
Indeed.
Say
No,
it.
I'm gonna pass, Jim.
Well, no, but I'm trying to.
Oh, Darren has raised his hand.
Darren?
That's very polite of you,
Hey,
Darren.
Darren.
You can just feel free to dive straight in.
Okay, so I would say filter.
Maybe the judges can give that to him.
Yeah, no, we're on the last question, and
Yeah,
I think this is a great quiz, but bless everybody that stayed on for an extra half an hour to play it.
Okay, so yeah, I'll show the answer here.
Yep, is, wait for it, you may be kicking yourself. It's a conditional statement.
Or if statement.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
Some of these questions could be subject to, you know.
They're here to challenge. Here to challenge.
Okay, this is the board. I think, Carrie, if you add up the numbers, I think Florin is leading. He got all the good ones. He got all the big ones.
Yeah.
Right.
And there's a point where maybe halfway through I lost it because I'd written some wrong things in the wrong one.
Yeah.
So we're looking
Florin.
for the top 2 people who, if they want them, we can give certification vouchers.
Yeah, we'll add them up after. We'll give the prize.
Yep.
Actually, we're not done yet. There's still a final Jeopardy. So you do need, I think, Florin, last question. The last question, the final Jeopardy, and we need maybe someone else if he doesn't get it right. No, he only gets the chance. It's only final Jeopardy. So this is it for all the marbles. Florin, no pressure. The last question. The topic is release notes. Make sure you paid attention. The question is,
next to parameter manager, this is used to understand your audience activity and behavior.
I didn't pay attention.
I'm sure you probably
anyway,
did.
That's fine.
Yeah.
What anyway, but.
Anyone else want to have a punt? Just throw some stuff into the ring.
Anybody pay attention when I was speaking for like 15 minutes?
Sorry for that.
I mean, it's a brute of a question.
Final Jeopardy.
What is the analytics integration?
The free version, the free add-on that's available today, which I can see on my org. So, okay, I hope that was fun. I don't know if it's fun, painful. I don't know. It was Carrie's idea, so
it was, and I loved it.
I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it was really nice. First time in, I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I mean, look, I mean, we got to make it fun. We all want to
Yeah.
learn. We're all tired of Trailhead. At least I am. And I think it's kind of fun. There's prizes, but you know, I mean, you know what you know, don't know. I mean, it's look, it's no one can know everything, right? And
Yeah.
I thought it was a bit of fun, different way of learning. Okay, Carrie, I'll let
So
you.
we need to know who
I'll-
you are able to, because I need the contact details of the people
Okay, let
that
me
to get in touch with. So I'm just going to let
add 'em up.
Jimson do
I'll add-
some.
quickly. I'll add up quickly.
Yep,
while
yep.
you close. Okay.
Yeah, while I make some polite chat with everybody. Thank you, everyone, for from continuing and joining. I certainly did learn some things from that quiz, maybe around AmpScript. So yeah, no, it was really good. And again, I feel like I'm going to keep asking this question until someone gives me an answer that I like. So who is using features from the new release? Anyone? No? Florin? No, not yet.
No.
But
No,
poised.
I read about the WhatsApp integration, and not long ago I did the integration with WeChat in China.
Yeah.
And the integration is very, very similar.
Cool.
It's
Okay,
basically the same. So
yeah, amazing. And just out of interest, with the company that you were doing that, what was the use case? Service, or was it more around marketing? You know, why did they want to message people in that way?
I think it was the intention was to use it for both, but I think for now they only use it for transactional messages.
Yeah.
It's a very strict regulation in China, so
yeah.
Yeah,
No, I imagine that was complicated for reasons other than the technology.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have the scores.
Yep.
In first place, Florin with 2,300. Second
Cool.
place, Josephine, 1,600.
Cool.
Third was Lungat with 1,200. And then fourth and fifth, we had Darren and Polo. So, so thank you very much, Florin and Josephine, the top two winners. Josephine, make sure you get your email.
So if both of you DM me your email in the chat, that would be great. I assume you'd like a certification voucher.
I would like it, yeah.
Yep. Yeah. And Josephine, would you like a certification voucher?
Yes.
Lovely. Okay, good.
I think they're good for the $400 ones too. They're good for the designer ones as well, not just the $200 ones.
I want to say yes, although I haven't checked that. But yeah, no, I don't think, I'm not aware of there being any restriction.
Okay. So just a way, in case Florin wants to do the B2C solution architect one, you're ready.
Yeah.
Okay, I hope that was fun. Thank you again. Like I said, you know, we'll find other ways to make it fun, make it learning.
Yep.
And thank you for staying an extra half hour. We didn't expect this, but this is great.
Thank you for organizing it.
Yeah.
Yep. Cool.
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay.
Thanks.
Thank you. We'll see you next month, April 8th.
Thanks, everybody.
Yep. Cool.
Bye.
Lovely. Take care. Thank you. Bye-bye.